Hey, what's up, good people? I'm still here, still hanging on, good people. Should be back in the regular studio by tomorrow night, probably by Friday night. But listen, let's just make this one as brief as possible. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Please do not fall for spam in the comment section. I don't do WhatsApp. I don't tweet. I don't have a Twitter account. If you have been having a conversation going back and forth and they're saying they're me, it's not, it's spam, don't fall for it. All right, good people. Hey, go ahead and invest in that like button right now. Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Market is red today, though the Dow fought back. You know, it was down as much as 600 points and it fought back towards the close. I'm looking at the TV now. And so it fought back. It was trying. The Bulls were trying to take over, but the Bears proved to be too much for it. But it is what it is. And I just wanted to talk about, where do you think the market is? Where do you think the bottom is? I had a quite interesting conversation with Stock Curry. And what I do is I sometimes debate with other influencers. We listen to these talking heads, CNBC, Yahoo, and those type of deals. Fox Business, Bloomberg. I said Bloomingburg, Bloomberg, and it's all over the place. And I know most people are just trying to find, where are we in the market and where the bottom is, right? Let's just talk about the S&P today. I want you to leave me a comment and tell me, where do you think the S&P 500 is going to wind up in this bear market this year before next year? So this year, what do you think the S&P 500 will wind up by year's end? We have officially, in a day, we will be in with the first half of this year, and we're going into a new quarter. We're going into the third quarter, or the second half of this year, and we need to see what's going to happen. We know that there'll be more earnings coming out. I think the earnings are going to be weak from here on out. I don't think anybody's going to I don't think any of these companies are going to knock the ball out of the park. This is going to be just weak earnings. This is what Larry thinks. Even if there's a company that has a strong earnings, it's just not going to be good. Stock is not going to run up in this bear market. The bear market is just taking a lot of oomph out of everything. It's just taking stuff out. Sorry, good people. I'm trying to provide a little more light. And so Stock Curry and myself had this interesting back and forth. And that was, he said something that I 100% wholeheartedly agree with. And that is that when these companies start reporting lower forward guidance, that's when we know that we can at least start to hear the truth and start heading towards the bottom and find out where the bottom is. I'm a fan of pulling the Band-Aid off quickly and not slowly, like the Fed was doing, okay? The Fed is still the biggest threat to the market right now. Really, high gas prices and the Fed are the two biggest things, to me, that are the biggest threats to the market. We have to get those two under control. The Fed, to me, is past the point where we can have a smooth landing. It's almost impossible for the Fed to have a smooth landing at this point, regardless of what's done. I know one of the things that don't need to happen right now is more stimulus or printing of money, which they're doing. There are states out there that are about to give more money to more people. Now, I fully understand that these are the states that had a surplus, right? And so they're giving it to the people. I'm cool with that, right? But in this environment, I'll be honest with you, I just don't know if that's a good idea. Printing more money or giving more money out is just not a good idea to flood the market. And it is just going to make it's just going to make demand worse. And demand is the fuel to higher inflation. But let's get back to what Stock Curry was talking about. Stock Curry was talking about forward guidance. And so companies are lowering their forward guidance, which is actually a good deal. And I talked about this a couple of months ago about forward guidance reports from these companies. So companies will tell you, hey, we had a good month or a bad month, and it'll be what it'll be. But I want you to pay close attention to forward guidance. There's going to be a lot of companies. One company just reported, a chip company, and they're going to be reporting here soon, and I believe they're going to be lower forward guidance, right? So they're going to be lowering what's the future of the company. They're going to be lowering future revenue, which affects the PE ratio, the price to earnings, right? Forward. And they're going to be lowering future guidance. And when they're lower future guidance, they're actually telling you the truth rather than higher. So what you expect for the future is one thing than the reality. So hey, a company can expect to, make 100 million, next quarter. But the truth is, if they only make 25 million, then they're not hitting their mark, right? And that's not good for the company. So companies are now starting to report lower future guidance. And actually that's what's needed. So Stock Curry was dead on. Just go and look at his last video. He does a good job of explaining it. That's good for the bottom because we need to get to the bottom. To me, we need to get to the bottom as soon as possible. The quicker we get to the bottom, the quicker we can start to rebound. And yes, we have to get fuel under control too, because the stock market cannot go on a bull run with sky high gas and food, fuel and food. It just cannot happen. Those two do not correlate. So we're also going to be talking about Stock Curry, myself. We're going to do another video on the housing market and jobs, because those are two big indicators of a recession. And this will help us to determine where we are and when we can start investing. So do me a favor in the comments section below. Let me know where you think the S&P 500 will be around the bottom. Okay, no one can guess it. No one knows for sure, but just tell me what you think where the S&P is. And then later on, myself, Stock Curry, and Stock Josh, I'm gonna go with some charting guys on this one. I want to see where they see or what they can determine where the bottom should be. I have my own ideas. I've shared it with you guys in the past, but we'll be digging into that a little later down the road. All right. Hey, if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that right now. I want to thank you guys for sharing this page. Thank you guys for enduring me. I'm going to be doing a lot of travel. I have a lot of speaking engagements, and I had some vacations in there, but just like this week, I'm working through it because it's just needed right now. So I got one vacation that I'm going to take later on in the year where I will go black and just take a break. But I do know that desperate times calls for desperate measures, and there's a lot to talk about. I want to keep you guys informed, because when that golden opportunity that's just right around the corner avails itself, we will be ready. All right. Hey, for those of you that just want to cash up, please, let's cash up. And I am using Moomoo for a cash up app. I have it in my description below. Download it. If you're on the phone, just tap in a blank space, and when it drops down, you'll see a link that says Moomoo. It's easier on your computer. I want you to download that and just put $100 in there. And that's what we're doing right now to just cash up. We're not doing anything with that money. I will be doing a small account challenge with Moomoo. Also, there's a link below for Weeble. Download it, put $100 in it, and they're going to give you free stuff. But the free stuff is not what this is about. This is about making long-term money, and now's the time to be establishing multiple portfolios for multiple purposes. Let's get those downloaded and funded today, and we'll be talking to you hopefully from our studio in Chicago. Well, not in Chicago, in Chicagoland area. Actually, I live in another state, but it's a suburb of Chicago. I love you guys, and we'll see you shortly. All right. Live, love, laugh, and learn.